Hello guys, this is Slycon here, and basically this is one of my first videos for Rift. Basically what I want to go through, just for a general video, which I feel like as a person for starting off, what I'll be doing is a series of just general tutorial videos that might like show you what's the best things to do in terms of leveling up at the start, and where exactly where you go once you've managed to make yourself through the tutorial level. um, I find it can be quite daunting in terms of being a beginner player, exactly where you're going and what you're doing within the Rift game. And coming out basically tends to be quite a bit of a daunting experience in terms of understanding where am I actually going to go next, which is always the big problem. Now, it's not so overly complicated. It's not like in many of MMO games where it gives you an option at maybe your right hand side of say, well, I've got this mission here, but it's quite easy. It's got it linked on the map, but what I could do is I could probably click on it. So yeah, it might have a wee link here that these are different MMO games that I've played, and you could click that, and it would just do your auto walk, and it'll take you to your destination where you need to be in terms of your quest. You don't get that in Rift. It's no biggie really, because it allows you. I mean, the map allows you to roughly distinguish where you need to be in terms of your quest. So point it out in waypoints, and point out the relevant rifts and areas within, and the teleporting areas which come up in the green within the map. So it allows you to get about. I mean, here's a quest here. This will have in my log just now. It'll come up as your waypoint. Now, as in that itself, if you're struggling in terms of where you need to go, and because the mini map tends to be quite small, yes, you can zoom it in, but you don't really get much out of the mini map as such. So let's say if I wanted to make a waypoint, I wanted to come to here, just for an example, you could see by there flashing up on the map where the waypoint is, where this little X is. So that can maybe help you in terms of getting you, instead of flipping back to the map and then kind of walking a wee bit along and just kind of going, well, I need to pull the map back up, and it's this is now it comes semi-transparent when you run, but I still tend to find that a bit of a distraction. So really setting a waypoint is best. My ideas in terms of going to places. Another few things that you might come across during the game is that you'll get a lot of the storyline missions. As you can see, I'm at the Ark of the Ascended Defiance. You'll get your starter missions, which tend to be here. I mean, your teleport will be in this area here. Now I've got my graphics turned down a bit low, so the rendering we won't be able to get full the distance there, but you'll start off there, and you might come down and jump off the bridge, and you'll start doing your quests here. Your first teleporter, where you'll get your soul recall and everything at this area. Basically, if I was going to be honest with you in terms of a leveling aspect, what I tend to do is I say charge yourself up to level 10, and then start getting yourselves into doing going into activities once you're level 10, because this allows you to start off from level 10s to 65 basically. What that does is it gives you semi good. I'm talking on the beginner's aspect. Later on in the game there's other elements to the game that you can play Storm Legion, expert dungeons. You can do further on raids which allow you, if I press I, basically that brings up my dungeon list. This is for later on in the game, in terms of charging up for experience, and allow you to pick specific dungeons as such to go through, and you can select certain dungeons to go over, and select specific roles that you'll have you'll see in your main screen you're either a tank, a healer, your warrior, cleric, your rogue, maybe your mage, and just in a general context. But anyone can specialize in anything basically. If you put maybe a bit of money to it, you can make yourself from a rogue that's supposed to be dealing really DPS and to make him into a full-time medic if you want, or make him close to a medic kind of thing with the souls. So there's quite a lot of variability within the classes, so don't kind of go, oh damn, I've done this class, that's it, I'm never going to get the heal again. That's not the case. Spend a wee bit of money, not too bothered, you can get to do that eventually. So yeah, that's for later on in the game. As you can see there, you can do your expert dungeons and then Storm Legion after that, and then Nightmare Tide, and it's entirely up to you from there. But as a beginner, you can jump between the two. I tend to just hammer this when I get to level 10. And I'll join in at Hammer Nell Fortress and just go through that. It's relatively straightforward. As soon as you hit the join button, it'll ask you to teleport, and then you just follow through the quest. It's really straightforward. That's the reason why I really encourage you to start there. They do drop gear as well in the process, which allows you to obviously, you equip the gear, but the gear kind of scales as you level up as well. So what you might get a bit better stats, and you can equip it again. So it's obviously ongoing, but I'd usually do that up to about maybe 35, 40 at a push, and then consider doing something different, which is further in game, and you've obviously cracked quite a few of the levels anyway, so you'll have a bit more understanding of it. There is that way of doing it. The other way is the standard conventional way, where you have to basically go through doing the quest as it is. Now I'll be honest with you, I'm extremely lazy with that kind of thing, so my attention span tends to go quite quickly when that's the case. So, I just want to be charging some levels, maybe do 2-3 levels a night or something like that, and pack it in. So usually I just do the charging, the bit, the grinding the levels. But everybody's play style is different. It's entirely up to you how you want to play it. Quest log down the side here. It's not too hard to kind of go across as such. You'll accept your quest, and then what it will do is it will allow you to, if I want to go to, well, I don't know where this is, like, let's say this. Okay, I'm looking for this now. If you click that, it'll get your little ticks here at the side. And what that'll do is it'll bring up your menu, your quest log. And the quest log allows you to be able to, you can map. But you won't be able to see it from here. Let's pick relatively, I won't have a local quest as such, but what it'll allow you to do is that you can hit map, and usually what it'll do is it'll bring up an area affected on your mini map. It basically points a highlighted area where the enemies that you'll need to kill in a carnage mission will be, or collecting items as such. Will basically do that for you, and you can understand which area you're supposed to be in terms of trying to complete that quest. It'll also give you details of what kind of rewards that you'll get and what you're supposed to be doing. Like if I kill 8 of these guys, I get 60 Infinity Stones, X amount of experience, and some dosh for it, and a bit of notoriety for it as well. So there's you build up this, the currencies and the XP, which is expressed in your bottom bar there. Never mind this one. This one comes until level 50. This is to do with your planar attunement. It's this one you need to be focusing on, the green bar. You obviously see it split into segments, which is good to keep an eye on. So if you're doing certain missions within an area, you see it going up extremely slowly, like really slowly, and I'm talking about it's taking ages to do. You're in the wrong area. Go and have a look around the area. I tend to aim for something you know, if I'm level 52, maybe I'd aim for something that's at 53, 54, and then end up doing the quests around there, and that will allow me to get, you know, whatever experience it should be dedicated to that specific level, and you get the maximum benefit out of that. So yeah, that's basically the this is your conventional way, and this is your, if you want to be a hard charger, this is your standard grinding the levels way up to 40. You can do this as much as you possibly can. That's just through and throughout. It'll allow you to explore the map as well, but it will take a lot longer to do. So that's entirely up to yourself. I suppose the other thing really is getting around a little bit more. It's quite good to get out and explore some of the area around you, familiarise yourself. Even if you're going about, you know, as you can see, I've still not walked around the whole block and had a look, and that's just due to my you know, the way I level. But you know, each area you walk into will allow you to see, you know, give you X amount of experience for walking into that area, so you do get some kind of benefit out of doing that. It's not great, but you know, it unlocks you to the ability to have a look at exactly what's in that area as soon as you're within the area as such. As you can see, this is not highlighted out, you know. Yes, there's, you know, granite falls and stuff like that, but I cannot see, you know, if I'm zooming this all in, I can't see any rifts and stuff like that. I can see the main areas of the teleporting and the main other areas, you know, pointed out, highlighted features within the map, but as such, in terms of a useful aspect, I don't get as much detail out of it. So if I'm here within, you know, Free March area, I get to see the footholds, use small groups of enemies that you kill when you go along, allow you to gain Plaronite from that and experience. You'll get your rifts, you know, active rifts, so that'll be working just now, and you can go down and you can tackle that rift. You know, I'll do a video on tackling rifts and stuff like that later on, but you know, I'm just doing a general context here. You know, air footholds, defiant invasions, you know, it's all there. And you know, a tear rift, which is not actually active yet, it can be activated physically when you get to level 50, and you get the abilities to be able to open rifts and items and stuff like that, and all this wonderful stuff. So you know, that's a later on kind of game aspect, but mainly you just want to be focused on the quests and whatever kind of leveling style you want. You can come into this dungeon here and have a wee go at it and see what you think. You know, do a few dungeon runs in there if you want to. You know, it'll give you a bit of gear with your, you know, if you're coming in with a couple of friends and stuff, you can do that as well. General game layout in terms of bars and, you know, abilities and stuff like that. I say it was probably when I first started out, you know, these are macroed, you know, this is macros that I've got set up, and I'll do a video on macros as well. But you know, when you first start out, you basically, what you'll do is you'll kind of be like, some of them will be presets, and you'll get a wee list coming up here saying you've just learnt that new ability. Obviously, to look at your abilities menu and your login in terms of your soul tree and stuff, it allows you, for every souls that you start putting into each section, it starts to unlock, well, that's, you know, relative to your level, it starts to unlock, you know, skills and abilities, you know, passive buffs and everything, which you can find if you press N on your keyboard, and you can see that all there. Once you've got the kind of abilities, you want to have a look at them, you just go to the player menu and you just press P. Okay, now basically what it does is it shows you your general abilities, such as your crafting, wait for another video will come out in crafting as well, when just a brief introduction to that. But it gives you your main souls. Like I go for Nightblade, and it will give you your stealth, your builders, your finishers, damage, buffs, and control and stuff like that. So you can click and drag these into your bar as such. I'm just taking for example here. I'm just bringing combat buffs, and I can click them quite easily. You see, now I've got it locked on here so I don't accidentally click and drag it when I'm in combat. If I'm moving my mouse around and I can, accidentally went like that, I keep it locked for that very instance, but I can unlock it and move them out. You don't need to lock it back in again, but it's entirely up to you in terms of that. Now you're looking at this probably and kind of wondering, well, I see that there's stealth, this is just for the stealthy classes, like your rogue classes stuff. I've got builder, I've got finisher as well. So what really am I supposed to be doing with that? So basically what your builders are is allows you to build up points when you're meleeing. It's probably best showing you with a wee bit of an example. I'll just take a basic enemy. I don't think it really will work overly well here, me being in a low level area. If I take a builder, maybe just no, it's not going to work here because I'm just too high level. But what you'll basically see in your top bar is you'll have your health, and then you'll have a series of little icons that appear under your health bar. Now those are your builder points. Once you've got X amount of builder points, as you can see, it scales the amount of damage that you do. So if you have 5 points, you do the maximum damage that you can get out of that finisher ability. So basically you charge it up, and then you hit the finisher move to do as much damage as you can, and then you basically do the same again, and you just keep doing it, and there you go there. Those are my points there from my finisher ability. There's controls and other abilities in there that you'll get to understand further on in the game. Movement abilities and other stuffs as well. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. Other than that, in a general context, it's not a bad game. Progression wise, not very steep. It's not too bad compared to a lot of other games that I've played. So count yourselves relatively lucky when you come in and you kind of think, oh, this is going to be so bad, and oh, it's going to be terrible. It's not. It's okay. Get to level 10, then hit the instance and jack yourself up a few levels, and you'll get right into it sooner, or you can do it conventional way if you want to be the storyline kind of person and just kind of go along the storyline. It's entirely up to you. And one last thing I'll do is I'll point out is that obviously you've got your chat bar here. You've got your inventory where you keep your items. So you'll pick up items and you might see, oh, I've got my boots and stuff like that, I want to put my boots on, or I've got crafting materials and stuff like that I want to keep for my crafting. As I said, it will come in a crafting video as well. General things like these you can just generally sell. Dimension items that you use for building your own home. Basically, it's in a certain area where you teleport into, and you can place these things down. So but yeah, as a general gameplay, that's a very quick summing up of starting off. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment below, tell me what you think, and I'll sure respond to anything that you want to put down. So yeah, cheers.